Imagine being promised a fortune, a deal so good it seems impossible to refuse. $1 million opportunity, a dream investment, a chance to change your life forever. Now, imagine that same opportunity turning into a nightmare, a trap of kidnapping, torture, and survival against all odds. Tonight, we uncover the shocking story of how $1 million scam escalated into terror and how one survivor defied the odds to escape. Scams can take many forms: online fraud, Ponzi schemes, or investment swindles. Most end in financial loss and disappointment. But every so often, a scam takes a horrifying turn. Becoming more than money lost, it becomes a battle for life itself. This story begins with a group of con artists promising unimaginable wealth to anyone willing to invest. Victims were carefully chosen, affluent, trusting, and ambitious individuals who thought they were entering a legitimate deal. But behind the glossy presentations and persuasive pitches lurked danger, deception, and an evil that would escalate far beyond anything imaginable. The setup: too good to be true. The scam was meticulously planned. Promoters presented a business venture that seemed legitimate, backed by fake contracts, doctored documents, and false testimonials. The opportunity promised fast returns, luxurious lifestyles, and financial security. Victims were drawn in slowly. They attended meetings in high-end offices, received personalized presentations, and were flattered by attention from the scammers. Each interaction was carefully orchestrated to build trust and lure victims deeper into the web. At first, it seemed harmless, a simple investment deal. But beneath the surface, the scammers were testing control, manipulating emotions, and preparing for a darker phase. Escalation. When the scam turns deadly, things escalated when some victims questioned discrepancies in the paperwork or requested additional proof. The scammers couldn't allow doubt, they needed complete compliance. One victim, an ambitious entrepreneur, became suspicious and demanded access to accounts and documentation. In response, the scammers revealed their true nature. They kidnapped him, intending to use fear, coercion, and torture to force him to reveal passwords, financial information, and contacts. This marked a turning point. What began as a financial scam had transformed into a criminal enterprise involving abduction, violence, and psychological terror. The captivity. The victim was taken to a secluded location, an abandoned warehouse far from prying eyes. The environment was designed to break his spirit: minimal light, constant surveillance, and threats of violence. The captors employed psychological tactics to induce fear and compliance. Threats against family members, manipulation of time and information, and the constant presence of danger created a sense of helplessness. Every question, every refusal, every act of defiance was met with punishment. Physical abuse escalated, alongside psychological torment. The victim was restrained, beaten, and subjected to extreme methods designed to force cooperation. Yet, even under these conditions, the human will to survive remained a flickering light. The torture was methodical and terrifying. It wasn't random violence. It was intended to break the mind and extract information. Sleep deprivation, physical pain, and threats were combined with manipulation, making the victim question reality. The captors believed that by instilling complete fear, they could control every action. But what they underestimated was resilience. Despite injuries, fear, and uncertainty, the victim retained the clarity to observe, plan, and wait for the right moment. Planning the escape, survival required not just endurance but strategy. The victim began studying routines, the number of guards, their patrol patterns, and moments of distraction. He memorized entry and exit points, noting weaknesses he could exploit. Every small detail became crucial. A misplaced key, a routine of the captors, or a moment of inattention could become the difference between life and death. The victim knew that one mistake could be fatal. The escape. The opportunity came unexpectedly. A moment when the captor's attention faltered. A guard left the door unsecured, a distraction created by a minor commotion. Acting quickly, the victim overcame restraints, neutralized obstacles, and fled into the darkness. The escape wasn't clean or easy. He navigated through unfamiliar terrain, evaded search parties, and relied on intuition to reach safety. Every step was dangerous, every sound a potential threat. But determination and the will to survive propelled him forward. After hours, or perhaps days of flight, he finally reached a location where he could contact authorities. Exhausted, injured, and traumatized, he reported the ordeal, providing details that would eventually help dismantle the criminal network. Investigation. Capture of the scammers. Law enforcement launched a full-scale investigation. Evidence from the victim's account, surveillance footage, digital communication, and physical traces led investigators to the perpetrators. The criminal network was larger than initially suspected. Several accomplices were involved, each with a specific role in the scam: recruiters, interrogators, and enforcers. The investigation revealed a combination of financial manipulation and violent coercion, a terrifying business model that exploited both greed and fear. Eventually, the leaders were arrested and the operation dismantled. While justice could never erase the trauma experienced, it ensured the perpetrators could no longer threaten other victims. Psychological aftermath. The survivor faced immense psychological challenges. Post-traumatic stress, anxiety, and nightmares became part of daily life. Trust was shattered not just in people, but in systems, institutions, and personal judgment. Recovery required therapy, support networks, and time. The process of reintegrating into normal life was difficult, but survival instilled a sense of resilience and determination that became a driving force for rebuilding. Lessons from the tragedy. This story carries powerful lessons. Verify opportunities thoroughly. Deals that seem too good to be true often are. Research, due diligence, and skepticism are essential. Understand the signs of manipulation. High-pressure tactics, secrecy, and flattery can be early warning signs of deeper criminal intent. Emergency planning is vital. In dangerous situations, observation, awareness, and mental preparation can make the difference between life and death. Survival requires mental fortitude. Physical resilience is important, but psychological strength, patience, focus, and strategy is often the key to escaping trauma. Media and public reaction. Once the story broke, the public was horrified. News outlets covered the scam, the abduction, and the survivor's escape in detail, highlighting the audacity of the criminals and the bravery of the victim. Experts weighed in on the growing threat of scams evolving into violent crimes. The narrative underscored how greed, trust, and ambition can be exploited in terrifying ways. For many, the story served as a reminder that financial opportunity is rarely worth risking life and liberty. The survivor's advocacy. After recovery, the survivor began advocating for awareness of scams, personal security, and online vigilance. Sharing his experience, he warned others about the dangers of trust in high-stakes situations, teaching others how to recognize manipulative behavior and protect themselves. His story became a tool for education, transforming personal trauma into a cautionary tale that could save lives. By speaking out, he turned a harrowing ordeal into a source of guidance and empowerment. The broader implications. This case reveals the darker side of ambition and greed. Criminals who blend financial manipulation with violence are rare but increasingly sophisticated. They exploit human desire for wealth and the blind spots of trust, turning opportunities into weapons. It also highlights the importance of law enforcement coordination. Cybercrime, financial fraud, and kidnapping often intersect, requiring multidisciplinary approaches to investigate, prevent, and prosecute. The survivor's legacy. Ultimately, the story of this million-dollar scam is one of survival and resilience. The survivor's courage, intelligence, and determination made the difference between life and death. His escape not only ended his personal ordeal, but also exposed a criminal network that threatened countless others. While scars both physical and psychological remain, his story stands as a warning. Opportunities that seem perfect can hide danger, and survival often requires vigilance, strategy, and unyielding determination. The role of technology in the scam. Technology played a crucial role in the perpetrator's scheme. They used encrypted messaging, fake online identities, and digital tracking to monitor victims' movements and communications. Every email, financial transaction, and social media interaction was exploited to build a web of control, making it almost impossible for victims to seek help or for authorities to intervene quickly. This sophisticated use of technology amplified both the financial and physical danger, demonstrating how modern tools can be weaponized when combined with malicious intent. The tale of the million-dollar scam that escalated into kidnapping, torture, and a daring escape is more than a crime story. It's a testament to human resilience in the face of unimaginable danger. For anyone seeking opportunities, this story serves as a stark reminder: verify, question, and trust your instincts. Life is far more valuable than wealth, and vigilance can be the difference between survival and tragedy. The survivor's escape is proof that even in the darkest circumstances, courage and determination can triumph over greed, manipulation, and violence. Remember this story, learn from it, and share it, because the line between opportunity and danger can be thinner than we imagine. And always remember, when a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is, and sometimes it can cost far more than money.